programme tonight. Members of Sheffield Young Muslims have been out there raising thousands of pounds for this year's Poppy Appeal. Over the past 9 years, members of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Youth Association have nationally raised over 150,000 for the Poppy Appeal. Well, Dr. Faran Rizvi is here. He's the Yorkshire Regional Charities Coordinator for the association. Good evening to you.
Good evening.
So, walaikum salam. Why did you feel it was important to get involved and help raise money for the Poppy Appeal?
So, well, if we're supporting the Poppy Appeal basically as a way of remembering the fallen soldiers of the First and Second World War, who fought and died to protect the very freedoms that we and our forefathers have enjoyed in this particular country. It's also important to note that some Muslims died in that as well, and it's not just about British soldiers and British lives that passed away. Therefore, I feel that without their sacrifices, we wouldn't actually be able to practice our religion as freely in this country as we are to do so in other countries.
So what sort of things have you been doing then, practically, in terms of trying to raise that money?
So, for example, in Sheffield, I know locally in Fargate, we were outside the Marks and Spencers yesterday, selling poppies and raising money for the Royal British Legion there through the selling of poppies.
Have you had lots of people involved?
So we've had approximately about 20 volunteers within Sheffield, and also in Doncaster we had a stall today just outside the French Gate shopping centre there as well, where another 5 or 6 members volunteers were out collecting money for the Royal British Legion again.
Is it too early to say how much you've raised this year?
Yeah, so far, so it's a bit early days just to be assessing how much we've raised so far. But last year we managed to raise about £500 through a couple of charity collection sessions that we had.
And what happens to the money then? You basically give that to the Royal British Legion, or do you deal with it yourself?
Oh no, so the money goes straight to the Royal British Legion. The money is handed over at the end of the collection, so we don't have anything to do with counting or banking that money. That goes straight to them. It's purely that we're using our volunteers and our workforce really to raise money.
And what sort of things does the Royal British Legion do with that money?
The money itself goes towards supporting nursing homes for ex-army soldiers. It goes towards rehabilitation hospitals. It goes towards helping those wounded and those who are suffering the ill consequences of war and of that post-war sort of stress and trauma that they have to go through. It's about helping them get through all of those.
I was at the Remembrance service today outside the City Hall. Hundreds of people are there. Many more thousands have been involved in similar observances across the country. And I think it's great to see so many people getting behind the Remembrance events.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you anymore. I think we live in this country, and it's important that we do, to an extent, immerse ourselves with the sort of commemoration of the soldiers that have now given us such freedoms that we've managed to enjoy day to day.
And we've got the Remembrance Day, we've got Armed Forces Day, but what else do you think we could do in terms of getting people more interested in learning about the military services and, as you say, the sacrifices they've made to protect our freedoms?
In terms of military services, I think a lot of our youngsters particularly would actually enjoy the physical and mental sort of strengthening that goes on when training to become a soldier. So things like, young cadets in the army, Air Force cadets. I mean, Air Force cadets are very fortunate. They're actually given full training to fly aeroplanes and fly planes, which is something that not everybody can aspire to do so. So it doesn't matter about your background, it's about instilling that sort of purpose, or instilling that ability to achieve higher goals.
Tell me, you're the regional coordinator for charities. What sort of other things do you do then in terms of raising money?
Specifically for the Royal British Legion?
For charities generally.
So at the moment, throughout the year, we have a significant number of events all throughout the year. So, for example, we have our annual charity challenge, the Ahmadiyya Muslim Youth Association. We have our annual charity challenge, which is done in London. It was in Hyde Park this year, and for that we have a national programme where everybody goes out, gets collection sponsorship forms, and we managed to raise over £200,000 just through that one event this year.
Great stuff.
Yeah, again, we had a Yorkshire Three Peaks Challenge, which was specifically with the British Red Cross, where 16 youngsters from our community in Sheffield went up to the North Yorkshire Dales and managed to trek and raise quite a bit of money for the British Red Cross.
Great stuff. Well, do keep up the good work. Thank you for joining me on Eastern Air tonight.
Thank you very much for having me.
Dr. Faran Rizvi is Yorkshire Regional Charities Coordinator for the Ahmadiyya Muslim Youth Association.